comes in. Brothers and sisters, many of you didn't know we got our own black gurus. This is our brother Tarun Hasdas. This brother is phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal. This is him in his initiation in the Himalayas. He's been on the Hidden Truth show before, and he blew the platform apart. Brothers and sisters, those of you that love truth, freedom, justice, and equality, this is the time now that I'm honored again. I've been waiting a long time to bring this brother on the platform. And that is our brother Tarun. Brother, blessings to you, my king. Blessings. You're on mute right now. Yes, sir. Come with us.
Blessings, brother Andrew. Oh my gosh. Thank you so much for bringing me on tonight, for sharing knowledge and wisdom. And it's, you know, you're such a, can you hear me clearly?
We can hear you, brother. We can see your glow.
Ah, beautiful. Man, it's such a blessing to be on this platform. You're doing so much wonderful work in the community. And, you know, like it's you know, we just have to keep supporting you in every way, shape, or form to keep this platform alive, because the amount of knowledge, the amount of it's just rich, and I'm just bubbling with joy right now. You know, just the information that I've already heard. You know, you know, Charles talking about forever young. Tarun actually means forever young. So I understand. I'm feeling so much vibrations from the first sister, what she said in terms of, you know, loving thyself, which was a message at the end. And it rings so many bells to me, so many bells, because at the core of all spirituality, you know, I know I haven't got a lot of time, so I've got so much to share. You know, I'm always going on and on.
No, before I jump into my great intro. Come on, big brother. And I know. Before you go further, brother, this brother's been very humble right now, and I don't know exactly what he's going to be going into in a second. But let me tell you now, this brother is blowing it up worldwide. Initiated in the Himalayas, but the brother's just come back from Portugal, running the courses in health courses in Portugal. The brother's gone all over the world, brothers and sisters, and very soon, myself and the brother, we're going to be launching a new course in 2022. So, brothers, you've got to get onto that course very soon. And remember what I said tonight. When you listen to this brother now, understand you best sign up to this course. Come on, my king, kick ballistics.
So the first thing that we have to understand, what we have to understand is primarily what is fear. And fear is the one thing that consciousness relates to as its greatest fear is loneliness.
Woo!
Okay, loneliness is that space where you feel disconnected, because this is where there's always a longing for confirmation of what it is that you believe life is. Now, at the core, we are carrying a lot of burdens, a lot of issues, a lot of external noise pollution. There's so many triggers and anchors in the world that trigger our buttons so easily, that put us into a state of anxiety, stress, fear, and all of these things build our belief systems. What we fail to realize is the real power that is right before our very eyes. When we talk about the omniscient, omnipotent, omnipresence of the almighty, all-seeing, the thing that brings us into our first frequency, the thing that when we're aligned with, it's right there, right up against our eyeballs, it's right on our nose fronts, it's there. There's an energy that's buzzing all around us, which we completely switch off from and keep our minds we keep functioning on the lower mind and not realizing that the tools are right here in the power of how you breathe consciously, conscientiously, to bring about a level of assertiveness in your consciousness. Now, the cornerstone of it is actually breathing. This in Vedic writings, this is known as pranayama. It's the same thing in the respects of energy, understanding what prana is and yama. Yama is the control of, or the extension of that energy that you are controlling. So without further ado, because I've got so much to share, bro, let me just dive straight into the slideshow that I've got presented.
Listen, brothers and sisters, you're with our brother, the guru, the black guru, brother Tarun. Okay, come on, big brother. Are you sharing the screen, did you say?
Yeah, I'm going to be sharing the screen in a moment. But what I want to say first, what I want to say first to everybody in the next, it's here today, and it's a powerful blessing to be actually speaking today. Happy winter solstice. Okay, this is an ancient period from Egyptian times, where the winter solstice was all about recharging, realigning, finding a place of rest, giving ourselves thanks, forgiving ourselves for what we brought ourselves through the last year, and lining up ourselves from a whole new conscious point of view as to how we project into the new year. And today is the beginning of that day. Today is the beginning of nurturing consciousness towards greater heights, not January the 1st, when you've already hoarded out your energy. And, you know, Brother Charles said something about the food that you intake. The one thing that I would recommend is stay away from alcohol. Alcohol destroys the energies in your chakras. It takes you at least 5 to 6 days to recover from just 2 or 3 drinks. The harm that it could actually do to you in this winter period, you've seen what's been happening through climate control and stuff. We've been having extreme summers. We're going to have extreme winters. And what's going to happen in the extreme winter condition, your body's going to be reacting completely different to the cold. And drinking alcohol is going to damage your ability to self-heal from a conscious place. Everything happens from thought. You have to understand, if you don't take time out to nurture your thoughts, nurture your being, nurture your ability to connect to the divine within you, then you're always living on empty. You're living in depletion. You're living in cuckoo land. So this is something that is really, really important. Before I left the UK and came to Portugal, I started a movement called Conquer All Fears and Live in True Existence, Catholic movement. But because it was too much on the front line, I found myself in coming back to Portugal, and it wasn't escapism. It was to find space to make a better version of me through my meditations, through my inner practices of visualization, because it's not just the breath work, but the breath work is the cornerstone. It's right there. It's beyond language. There's nothing to interpret in conscious breathing. So with that being said, let me just dive into the slideshow, because there's so much that I have to share, and I know I'm on limited time, and I've got to. I'm so dying to hear Sister Elaine. She's brilliant. Oh gosh, Sister Elaine. So let's just dive into this. It's such a privilege to be on this platform sharing this knowledge with you all. So let's just look at the power of prana, the universal storehouse of power, and its full actual use in a quick short space of time, and its relevance in accordance to not just a religious practice, but a spiritual practice, which is the cornerstone of all cultures. And let's know none other than start with our own. The ankh was one of the most popular symbols of Egypt, symboling life or the breath of life. It's a very ancient symbol dating from the early dynastic periods and appears widely in inscriptions and iconic art. Carvings often depict gods holdings of the ankh at the nose or of the pharaoh and conferring to him the breath of life or eternal life. So through this, you can see the relevance of something being, you know, even when it says in the Bible, and God breathed into man a living soul, there is connotations where we have to understand what is the power that is in the breath. Now, the breath the air that we feel on a physical form is the manifestation of what is known as prana. That's the physical manifestation. But the thing that actually gives air life is the pranic energy that gives and feeds the constructs of eternal life. The God within, to empower the God to come forward. Let the real stand up. So, Kemetic yoga is a system of yoga which involves a combination of physical movements, deep breathing techniques, and meditation. This form of yoga is inspired by ancient Egyptian hieroglyphs and has a larger emphasis on breathing patterns, which also inculcate the philosophies of self-development, healing of mind, body, spirit, and self-discovery. Now, the thing is, when you're disciplined to doing this every day, you are creating a brand new you every day. You are creating a space of self-discovery. You're expanding your ability to create, your ability to intellectualize things. Your reasoning capacity becomes more enriched. So at the core, where we've overlooked the principle of simple breathing things to bring about a divine spark within us and bring us into the present here, now, this moment, the tapped in, tuned in, switched on moment right now, where all your senses are vibrating at its highest and you're experiencing your bliss, your happiness in the present, rather than being caught up in the past or the future of depressive outlooks or depressive memories. If without doing this pranayama, without doing these simple aspects of meditation, which again, it's languageless. The reason why most of meditations don't catch on is because there's a language barrier, there's culture barriers, there's all kinds of barriers, there's intellectual barriers. But when you deal with pranayama, or the idea of the breathing exercise to correlate your mind, your body, your spirit, to refill the chi in your body, refill the prana, refill the buzz in the 26 trillion cells that you've got in your body. Give them life, give them energy, because most of the time you're walking in a state of depletion. And in that space of depletion, so is consciousness depleted in its aspect of entanglement, which now, in that space of lack in energy, your entanglement is poor, your engagement is poor. You're now working at a lower level of esteem rather than a higher one. So let's dive deep into this, because it's going to get really interesting. While other philosophies refer to it under different names, for example, in Chinese medicine, it is known as qi, and in ancient Egyptians called it ka. The definition of prana possesses the same basic meaning across all cultures. It is the powerful energetic force that keeps everything alive. So let's not even chew that on, because we want to dive into some powerful stuff. What is the power of pranayama? Prana may be defined as the finest vital force in everything which becomes visible on the physical plane as motion and action on the mental plane as thought. Prana may be defined as the finest vital force in everything that becomes visible on the physical plane as motion and action on the mental plane as thought. So it is the thing that gives your consciousness power to produce thought, okay? And there's a distinction between you and prana, but prana is the thing that gives your consciousness ability to produce thought. So if your pranic energy within you is of a lower nature, if you're magnetized to a lower frequency of being, that prana is always going to produce dull thoughts, negative thoughts, depressed thoughts, thoughts of anxiety. To change that quality of prana is to change the flow of the energies. Sometimes we don't even breathe properly through the day. There's ways of breathing that's associated to every behavior. So if you're an anxious person, you breathe anxiously. If you're a worried person, you breathe worriedly. If you're a person in love, you breathe differently. If you're a person in peace, in a peaceful synopsis, you breathe differently. So all of these things are an imprint. Your breathing tells the story. Your breathing gives you away, if you want to put it like that. So unless you have that prana under control and moving in a flow, then you're leaving yourself in a stagnant position of being. And it's going to be hard for you to, for even your neurons in your brains are going to be functioning low. So to empower your neurons, your neuron activity in your brain, it's in your breathing. So the control of this force is what is aimed at by the means of pranayama. He who conquers this is not only the conqueror of his own existence on the physical, emotional, and mental plane, but the conqueror of life's purpose. For prana is the very essence of cosmic life, the principal energy in all universes. So you have to understand prana is the construct of that gives you the ability to be you at any given moment of time. Also, prana is the representation of the omnipotent, omnipresent, omniscient. It's the vehicle how we consciously tap into that energy through coupling pranayama exercises now with conscious meditation. So we'll go into that a little bit deeper later on, but let's just dive in. Man is a universe within himself. And these are the great words of Bob Marley himself. And, you know, there's many, many, many people right across the world, you know, dare I say, I've just finished working with Luciano, and his dedication to understanding all of these principles of what I'm talking about is at the core of his whole things. He reads Vedic literature. He's so much into his pranayamic exercises, and this is why he can do the flip. You know, most of the Jamaican exercises can flip and jump over and things. A lot of them have their little secrets in sticking with a lot of basic routine exercises, and the core of it is the breathing, control your breathing. So let's just dive into what we mean by a universe is within your whole entire body. To the practitioner, the whole universe is his body. The matter which composes his body is the same that evolved the universe. The force which pulsates through his nerves is the same force which vibrates through the whole universe. The whole of nature is composed of two principal substances. One of them is called the Akash or ether, and the other is prana or energy. So ether, energy, they're both combining yin, yang. They're dancing with the three elements in terms of tamas, rajas, good, and tamas, which is the mode of ignorance, tamasic, rajas, which is the mode of passion, and sattva, sattvic, the mode of goodness. So these are all correlating with, say for instance, if you have a thought of ignorance and you're breathing in a thought of ignorance, it's that power in the prana that's going to make that ignorance manifest for you to witness ignorance in your experience. Now, if you train yourself to think in good terms, as you put out is what you're going to get back. That's the basic law of karma, of the universe. So regardless of where you're at, you can train yourself to become more steadfast and shine in the space of goodness, what goodness means to you. Correlate that with your breathing and elevate yourself to a higher state of being. So those are the basic principles. The human body becomes weak and depleted of chi energy when we comprise on the four vital forces of energy. These are essentially food, which Brother Charles eloquently spoke about, breath, which is the quality of your breathing. If you're consciously taking time to spend developing breathing, not just to aid consciousness in the process of the lower realms, you as a being have dimension to the whole entire construct of 7 realms. It's only because you're not paying attention to it, why you're not magnetizing anything from those realms, and you're staying dull and associating yourself to the realm of the mundane. And you're running around the place fearful, rather than finding the peace that resonates within. There is a paradise that's within your heart that conquers all forms of loneliness. And that's the last battle to take on, because once you decide to take on that battle and challenge loneliness to the degree of finding the beauty of who you are, the loving being that resides within your being through the process of breath, rest, and a calm and meditative state of mind, then you are always running on empty. You're running on low. You're running on an energy that is not fulfilling itself. And these things are zapping you. They're killing you. They're draining you. They're making you hate yourself. They're making you hate your surroundings. They're making you lazy. They're making you want to be uninvolved with life. So the way to replenish that is to replenish your chi, replenish your pranic state, replenish your being, replenish your mind, replenish your energy levels, replenish your substance on the subtle side of being, and let that now become in a place of charge where it's now building up a snowball effect that is consistently creating more energy within you. Now the chi is now building up on consistently flowing. It's flowing, and now it's attracting like attract like. Beauty starts to attract more beauty. Energy of the like-mindedness that you are developing in your meditation is now coming to pass into your experience, into your being. Your clairvoyance starts waking up. Your telepathy starts waking up. Your other spiritual dimensions start waking up. And then now you can start being presented a true representative of the divine spark that you are. And it all starts with achieving that cornerstone of regulative breathing exercises. That's the cornerstone that's been hidden from us, from Kwei, in all of our, because ultimately what is happening is a war on consciousness.
2 minutes, brother.
Say that again, my brother.
2 minutes, King.
Okay, so I'm literally almost at the end. So for immediate benefits of pranayama breathing, you automatically it clears the mind, it increases intake of oxygen through pranayama breathing, helps purge the body of carbon dioxide, which benefits the brain and nervous system. It improves mindfulness, it strengthens the lungs, it improves your quality of sleep. A lot of us are suffering from insomnia because of the times and the stress that we're in, but this really aligns all your energies to maximize it through the 3 periods of the day and allow your body to rest when it's supposed to rest in synchronicity, mind, body, and soul, ready to rest in synchronicity. So this is automatically achieved when you start practicing or engaging in a discipline of pranayamic breathing. This is the healthy state of your aura when you're fully balanced, when your chi is fully representative in its full state, your third eye fully open. But most of the time, we're not like that. If we look on the chart here, we can see this is the natural state of our auras when we're out of alignment. So anger, as you can see, there's a lot of ferociousness that's going on there. But the heat and the thing is like your lower half of you is cold because you've raised your chi energy into a disposition. And if you look at the difference between love, there's a more natural red glow because the color of prana is actually coral red. Happiness, if you can see, is a flow that's energy that's fully around your body now, where you're now fully in alignment with the chi energy that you're taking in. And if you look at all the other states, you can just, those are the kind of the energy signals that you're letting off. So doing regulative pranayamic exercises puts you in that place immediately, in that space of happiness and love. There's a combination of the two that you automatically receive and put yourself in when you do these exercises. This is a quick chart that I'm going to show you. So when you engage in doing pranayamic exercises, you automatically put yourself to be able to operate from the heart chakra, which is a space of being merciful, inspiring, enabling, harmonious, so forth. We most of the time live in the lower aspects of our chakras, our energies, which are highlighted from the lower force, which is a perpetuating force that brings us down, from vengefulness, denying, punitive, disharming, evil. Now, if you look at evil is higher than miserable. So if you're miserable, you've already gone past an evil space of being, and it's going to take you hell to rise back up. Pranayama automatically puts you in a space of taking courage from a internal perspective of being in life. So, and it's only then when you can now expand into the 7 realms of consciousness and dive deeper into understanding the true levels of what is really in you as consciousness. But we're not going to go into all of that. This is just a quick little overview so you can quickly see. And just to quickly share with you all, these here are my details, transcendingmatters.com. You can, if you sign up for free membership, you receive a free meditation album. It's entitled Quilted Bliss. It's at the 528 Hertz frequency album. It's absolutely beautiful. And we also have a new radio station, which is consistently putting out good, positive news, podcasts, real positive information to keep your mind in a beautiful place 24/7 a day. Keep away from the negative programming and stay blissful. Keep listening to blissful things that enhance our state of being. Brother Andrew, I think I'll just...
Come on, my king. Brothers and sisters, if you're feeling Brother Tarun, you know what I'm going to say? Lick shot pon Babylon. Just put it down. Lick shot pon Babylon. Brother Tarun, already I've got Melanie says Tarun will need another session regarding the actual breathing. I can testify to that this brother's teachings work. Brother Tarun, I like the ending. We're going to do a little exercise, yeah?
Oh, yes.
So, brothers and sisters, after Dr. Elaine Ferguson gives us our keynote speech tonight, Brother Tarun, the Black Guru, he will be giving us a free, hear what I'm saying, man? That's how bad I am. The brother's going to give us a free exercise of what he's actually talking about. So if you want to stay on tonight, Brother Tarun will give us a free exercise, and he's going to give us the teachings in practice, okay, in breathing. So don't leave tonight. Brother Tarun will be back on the platform. Sister M Queen says, I can't wait to have Brother Trevor back. Is it Michelle Cunningham? I am a brother on this course with Brother Tarun, and I can say to everyone that this brother and his teachings will help you to a place of achievements that will blow your mind and bring out the power you don't know that you are capable of. That's Brother Kevin, I believe. And there's so much, man. Brother Peter Sinclair says, how do we perform the breathing exercise? Brother Peter, as I said just now, brother will be giving us a free exercise. But as I said to you, myself and Brother Tarun, the Black Guru, we're actually behind the scenes putting together a course, run from the hidden truth and the transcending matters. We're coming together, we're running a course of what he's been speaking about today, and that will be released in 2022. So Brother Tarun, we salute you, my king.
Thank you so much. Om Shanti.
Thank you, my king.
Thank you so much.
And we'll be, as I said, brothers and sisters, we will be coming back to Brother Tarun at the end of the show. I did warn you, brothers and sisters, that this show tonight is going to be rock stone. I don't know what rock stone means, but I'm going to say it anyway. This show is going to be rock stone tonight. And that's what we do. We always talk about supporting Black businesses. So let's support Black businesses.
McDonald's is a last name. Abercrombie and Fitch is a last name. Armani is a last name. Baskin Robbins, Chrysler, Fisher Price, Gucci, Hennessy, Harley Davidson, last name. Hilton is a last name. Honda, Kohl's, Kraft Foods, Lowe's Movie Theater, Marriott is a last name, Maybach is a last name, Nordstrom is a last name, Pillsbury, Porsche, Procter & Gamble, Rolls Royce, Charles Rolls, Henry Royce, Versace is a last name, Wells Fargo, that's Henry Wells, William Fargo, Walgreens is a last name, Wrigley's is a last name. We think we're buying a product, but you didn't buy a product, you bought a name. And how foolish do we look when we give to one family and give to another family while our family's broke. So you done went to Wells Fargo, which is one family, and brought all this money so you can go to Harley Davidson, which is another family. And meanwhile, Wells Fargo's family sitting at the house good and rich, and Harley Davidson sitting there good and rich, and you are at the Joneses' house sitting there, yo, look at my ride, we broke. Because you borrowed from one family, gave to another family, so you can show your family how little you really have.
So brothers and sisters, let's support black businesses. Let's support black businesses.
During dark times in my life, Jared him from the war and strife. You attempt on my life. Then the bars was not nice. No longer have to think twice. Come living for the truth. Yeah, say me come to elevate the youth.
Get your copy of Incarceration JA today and be inspired.
If you ever know where I'm coming from, then you will know what I've seen. But I let me tell you what I want.